Another day, another reaction. And today I'm going to react to Get Like Prince's video of why Travis Scott has suddenly become hated. I think he changed the title the last time I checked. So
over these past few years, Travis Scott's career been in a real strange spot. Not necessarily music sales wise, because Travis always go do numbers, but more about the perception of him. Whether it's from actual fans or just people in the music industry, there's always been this strange relationship with Travis as a person, because time and time again, we done seen Travis come out and show that he real two-faced.
hold on, let me run that back. After being exposed by Pusha T, Travis Scott may have been the problem all along.
Because time and time again, we done seen Travis come out and show that he real two-faced, no loyalty, not picking sides, really playing both sides in so many different situations. Throughout many different beefs and issues throughout his time in hip-hop, Travis has always just been a strange case, no loyalty to anybody. We done seen him go from Drake to Kanye back to Drake. Travis Scott an industry giant, right? Most people in the music space either love Travis or they hate Travis. And I mean, he does have a pretty good catalog of music, but at that same time, he got a good catalog of controversy. I mean, recently we done seen this whole situation pop off with him and Pusha T. Well, Pusha will come out exposing Travis for being exactly what I said, real two-faced. So as you know, Travis in the industry, he got ties to everybody. Ties to Drake, ties to Pusha T, ties to everybody. And you know, back in 2023, Travis would drop Utopia, you know, his first project in years. And leading up to this moment,
And I love that album. I know it's only been 2 years, but I still listen to that album to this day. But Prince is going to get into one of the songs that in a way made Pusha look at Travis Scott differently than even 2 years ago or 4 years ago.
this project has so much anticipation behind it. But this project will come out with some real interesting disses on it. Drake was on there, he was dissing Pharrell, he was dissing Pusha T. If you remember his verse on Meltdown, he was talking a little bit of shit.
That's the song, Meltdown.
When his verse came out on the Travis Scott project, the whole internet was paying attention and they was wondering what was gonna come next. But there was a problem with this song, something we done seen Travis pull many times. So, you know, Drake dissing Pusha and Pharrell on this song, but Travis messed with Pusha. He messed with Pharrell. So he went up there and, you know, he played him the album. He played him Utopia. And he also played them Meltdown, the song that Drake was dissing him on. But the Drake verse wasn't on that song when he showed them the album. Rap TV wrote this.
That's the two-faced part about Travis. He knew if he had played Drake's verse, all of Drake's verse, if he didn't take out anything from Drake's verse, Pharrell would look at Travis differently. But he did what he did.
Travis and Pusha haven't exactly had public beef, no leaked text, no sneak disses, not even a tense backstage photo. But according to Push, that's because Travis likes to act like Switzerland when it suits him. It all started back in 2023 during a
He likes to act like he likes to act like Switzerland when it suits him. Damn.
session at the Louis Vuitton headquarters in Paris. Travis popped up, previewed Utopia for Pharrell, Pusha, and Malice, but according to Pusha, things went left quick. So Pusha said he sees me and Malice there. He's like, oh, everybody here. He's smiling, laughing, jumping around, doing his little dance. But we weren't into the music, but he wanted to play it. Wanted to film us, me and Pharrell, listening to it. Then a week later, you hear Meltdown, which he didn't play. He played the song, but not Drake's verse.
And that's another lie. Here's another thing. You telling me that Travis Scott got that verse last minute before they turned in the album, but he was able to put another verse on it referencing Drake's verse?
Yeah,
man, bro.
He's shameless. It all came from actually being in, carrying the, the Utopia briefcase,
Right. Yep.
Doing his whole spiel. He comes, he interrupts the session. The next day, the Meltdown verse or whatever comes comes on.
Travis Scott talking about melting
P,
Pharrell's jewelry.
yeah, and all of that. That was a corny, like, you shouldn't have been here anyway. Him specifically too.
Because they were working on what turned out to be Let God sort him out. It's a good thing that Travis didn't actually interrupt the entire process, but it was just on that day where Travis chose that day, I don't know what date it was, but that day, to walk up in the studio, play his music, play another version of Drake's verse, and just, I don't know, manipulate his way into being the story, being the face of attention, instead of just letting Pusha T and Malice have their session.
I don't take it as personal as I should. It's Travis. He's harmless. I'm not into his whole makeup. I took it.
And if we're gonna be honest, that was a real crazy move, because why would you play this song for them, then turn around and then have a verse on your album dissing the same niggas that you just went all the way out to Paris? You went to the Louis Vuitton headquarters to play them this music, and then you gonna put a diss for them on this album. That was a crazy move. That's some real strange behavior, and the controversy that it brought was rightfully earned.
I don't look at you as a threat, not because you're not a good rapper, but because you don't have anything morally that will make you get out of bed, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't look at you as a real person. You're devoid of anything that makes a person, a person. You don't have a soul. You don't have anything on the inside. So when I say like you're not a
no soul is what I guess Sean C is trying to say. Travis Scott got no loyalty, no soul. He don't care who he crosses as long as he gets his way.
threat, it means that you don't even represent anything. Like, what would I be afraid of? Travis Scott could be a great rapper, but if he still maintained that same stance, I'm sure he would say the exact same thing. So I don't expect a response from Travis, not because he sucks at rapping or he can't rap, but just because, what do you stand for? What do you represent? What do you do? Nobody knows you. I've listened to...
No, that's a wild thing to think about. No one knows you. You dropped all these good to great albums, good to great projects, but no one knows what you stand for. No one knows who you side with. Jumping to one side here and another side there. You're just straight. You're just straight in the middle.
Travis Scott since 2015 or 2014. Nothing. I know nothing about him. You don't know any of his views. You don't have a single thing in his music that tells you anything about him as a person, what he stands for at all. And that's fine if you just want to make music. 100%, that's fine. But when you get into real conflicts with people and then this is what they take you as, I'm not surprised, because I've been issuing that as a complaint about Travis Scott for years. Who the f is this dude? Like I said, there's nothing wrong with making your music and just going home and treating it like a business. Nothing wrong with that. But I completely understand why somebody would be like, you're devoid of a soul.
Getting at you so much that Future start going in reverse. Future went from the present to the past. Come on, Chad. Travis, one example. He said he don't got no picks. Nobody, no loyalty to nobody. He's a whore. So that's where my issue is. It comes in like, don't even come over here. Pusha said in reference to the Kanye Good Music Extended Orbit. That's where my issue comes in. Like, dog, don't even come over here with that. Because at the end of the day, I don't play like how y'all play. To me, that was really like, yo, Travis is a whore. Nigga really a whore, man. What have I done? It's like these people are going out of their way. Somebody brought Meltdown to my house. To P's house, actually.
And before I keep going on, make sure you go tap in with me on Instagram at GetLikePrince. A follow would
I'm following you right now, Prince.
appreciate it. And this was a trait that he done showed time and time again. In Pusha T situation, he kind of played both sides. Then if we look at a whole different time where he did exactly that, was back when Drake and Kendrick was beefing. Realistically, the first time we ever heard it like that, the song that started off one of, if not the biggest hip hop beef of all time, was because of that nigga Travis Scott. He on stage with Future and Metro and he like, yo, play that song. He told him to play like that. Now, was the Kendrick verse on the album at the time of Travis saying this? We don't know as a 100% fact. But at the same time, you might be able to defend him on that point. He was all over that Metro Future album. So if he on this album multiple times, multiple features, he knew it was some Drake disses on that project, yet he still went down that path. And Pusha T called Travis out on this specifically. Rap TV would also write, Pusha then went on a reference when Like That was previewed during the Future and Metro's Rolling Loud set, thanks to encouragement from an overeager Travis Scott. Fans have speculated about whether or not Scott knew about Kendrick's nuclear Drake diss on Like That when he requested it, but Pusha thinks that he did. Pusha would say,
I mean, if you want Future and Metro, if you're just egging them on, play the song, play it, then you know what's going down in that song.
he was on that Rolling Loud stage like, play that. He don't have no picks, no loyalty to nobody. He'll jump around whatever he feels is hot or cling on to whatever he feels is hot. But you can play those games with those people. We're not in your mix. Keep that over there. And that point Pusha brought up on if Travis really knew about that Kendrick verse or not, that was a real big conversation in hip hop. And you know, Travis and Drake been friends for years. They had always been cool. So, you know, hearing Travis promote this song had people really.
And Travis has been on Drake's albums, and Travis, he was on Fair Trade on Certified Lover Boy, and Drake was on Meltdown on Travis' album Utopia. So yeah, they get along very well, because it seems like with these two, you don't know who they really are. What Sean C just said about Travis, he can easily say about Drake as well.
Side-eyeing Travis.
When Travis was calling out for it, he wasn't calling out for that record. Like, man, play that Kendrick Lamar diss to Drake and J. Cole, because respectfully, he hadn't heard the verse. It's the same way with Joe Cooley. Joe Cooley hadn't heard the verse. So with that, I didn't know that it was coming, and that's why I say I wonder if Cole knew that it was coming.
But around that same time that everybody questioning what Travis and Drake really had going on, Hot New Hip Hop will write this. Travis Scott occupied an odd space in the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar battle. The Houston rapper didn't come out and diss Drake outright. He didn't side with him either. In fact, rumors spread that the two had problems of their own behind the scenes. Drake infamously bought an inflatable Travis Scott head out during a concert and pretended to shoot it down. So it was just a lot of weird stuff going on, like, between these two. And then throughout that whole period with Drake beefing with the world, Travis was quiet. He wasn't picking no sides. He wasn't vocal about anything. He didn't do no interview.
He ain't said a word about anything while Drake was in a 20v1. You ain't hear anything from Travis.
Saying anything. You know, during last year, anytime somebody do an interview, anytime somebody speaking to a publication, they always was getting asked about the Drake Kendrick beef. Even niggas outside of rap was getting asked about the Drake Kendrick beef. And Travis Scott, we never seen no footage of him even acknowledging what was going on, which is crazy because, you know, Travis and Drake got a long history together. They done dropped hit songs together, smash songs. Nigga, Sicko Mode was one of the biggest songs of all time. So, I don't know, people was really wondering what Travis had going on because, like I said, he working with Drake. You know, him and Drake cool for years. They always seen together. You know, they doing this music together. Then after that, he would turn around, get close with Kanye. You know, Kanye and Drake been beefing for 10 plus years. Every 2 years, you hear Kanye and Drake going back and forth. You hear them arguing about something. And for Travis to go from Drake to Kanye to Drake, people always have felt weird about that because Travis and Kanye been real close, working on hella music together. Utopia had Kanye production on it. For the most part, whenever Kanye come out and drop, you always gonna see a Travis feature.
Yep.
So all of this going on involving Travis' name, people get speculating on what kind of person he is, but at that same time, the public perception around his name was looking real bad, especially after the whole Astroworld situation, where he did really become the most hated person on the internet for months or years.
Like that that apology and that black and white clip video thing, it ranks among one of the worst apologies in internet history. You can rank it up there with Shane Dawson, Colleen Ballinger, Logan Paul. He's right up there with those three that I just mentioned.
Really, and especially with the Astroworld situation, that left a forever stain on his career that I don't think can ever truly be recovered from, because that was a terrible situation. So for a good bit of people, if you bring Travis Scott up around him, they gonna say he evil, they gonna say he demonic, or say something along those lines, or just not like the man because of everything that we done seen him been in and be a part of. But it isn't even just about that when it comes to Travis. The music and how much he sells always rubbed a good bit of hip hop the wrong way. People was feeling like, he fake sales or he inflates them. I don't think the man fake sales. He just knows how to sell things.
Nicki Minaj does.
Outside of the music. I mean, one of the biggest and strangest moments for him in his career was back when he dropped that song with Young Thug, Franchise, right? Now, this was a song that nobody really liked, but the song was somehow huge everywhere. I mean, in my opinion, the song was trash.
I wasn't a fan of that song either. I listened to it a couple times. I was like, he's put out way better music than this.
I heard it once. I never came back to it. I really was not fucking with the song. But the song went #1, and it caused a lot of questions. So many questions that Complex will write an article about this song going #1. The accomplishment is that the latest sign that Travis Scott has transitioned into a global star. But if you spend a little time digging behind the numbers, there's a lot more you can learn about Travis's career right now and the state of the music industry. When Franchise dropped, it wasn't met with unanimous praise from critics. In fact, it wasn't even received with the usual breathless praise we expect from Travis's most devoted fans. Critics shrugged at the safe but unremarkable sonic direction of the song, and his own fans filled his comment sections with complaints about the song. The song isn't terrible, but it doesn't have a big catchy hook you might expect from a single of this magnitude. This summer, Billboard introduced new rules intended to discourage artists from bundling free digital albums with merchandise to inflate.
And that should be called the Travis Scott rule, because Nicki Minaj threw a whole fit about Travis's album going up #1 because he found a loophole to combine his album sales with his merch. And with both of those combined, the merch they counted as album sales as well. And I can see why Nicki threw a fit about that. Because if her album sold more than Travis, and he found a way to group merch sales with album sales, and that's still counted, it is kind of like cheating in a way. I'm not gonna lie.
Sales numbers. At first, it looked like it would hurt artists like Travis Scott the most, but he has a large group of fans who want to get their hands on any piece of physical goods he sells. Basically, what they're getting at is that even though the song, just off streams, just off people praising the song, off people loving the song, that isn't why it went #1. They saying it went #1 because this nigga Travis Scott got so many ways outside of the music to grow the music. Nigga had fans so loyal, he basically forced himself to grab this #1 spot. And then, even though it did go #1, if I remember right, the song was falling just as fast as it went #1 because people weren't actually listening to it. This song went from number 31 to number 34 in 1 week. An actual hit song never moves like that. Look at Not Like Us, for example. That song went #1 and stayed on the charts for over a year, and it probably would have never left the charts if Billboard didn't implement that new rule this year that makes songs automatically leave the charts after a year. Then, not only would that happen to Travis, we would basically see the exact same situation repeat itself with Travis Scott again. This year, he dropped 4x4. This song, it was good. I really liked this song. It was a good ass song.
4x4, yeah, that's another one that's Cause I've heard better.
It was another one of them songs where he had all of these outside sales coming in. The song goes #1. And then it dropped off the next week. And it wasn't like a regular drop off. The internet was labeling this as the steepest drop off from #1 in Billboard history. And then another time where sales became a big problem for him was back when him and Nicki was going to war. I really dug into that with my Nicki vid from the other day. But Travis really has had this weird relationship with sales.
Hold of the week, of course, is Travis Scott.
Woo!
Travis Scott on Thursday, when he realized the Queen was about to have the #1 album in America, he and his label decided to have Kylie and baby Stormi put up a tour pass. He had her go and post and say, "Hey, me and Stormi can't wait to see y'all." How are you selling something that does not have anything to do with your album, but is being counted on Billboard as album sales?
That's why I don't blame her for complaining. That's why she said it.
But what we not gonna do is have this auto-tune man coming up here selling sweaters and telling y'all he sold 500,000 albums, because he didn't. And it's a lot of rappers behind the scene that want to talk about it and they're scared. But sweetheart, I'm not scared. I'm legendary in these streets.
Recently, Travis has been in some interesting situations. Past year or two, we done seen lawsuits get through his way. Like August last year, we seen him get arrested for alleged assault on a security guard. Basically, he out one night, he in Paris, and he got into it with his bodyguard. And it was basically on some Travis had been getting harassed by paparazzi for days. And then his bodyguard, wasn't doing what he needed to do. So apparently, Travis got to crashing. Ace said we'll write this on Friday, August 9th. Travis was taken into custody outside this hotel in Paris after getting into a fight with a security guard. Paris prosecutor's office said in a statement to THR, I can confirm that on August 9th, police officers were called to the hotel and arrested the rapper Travis Scott for assaulting the security guard. So he put hands on the security guard. This some months before that, he was in more controversy. In June, a month or two, he got booked on some disorderly conduct charges. But lately, the focus on Travis has been around the music. Surprisingly, we got more music from Travis Scott. He one of them artists that just takes breaks. He'll drop an album, and you get another album 5-6 years from now. But he gave us more music. He fed the streets again. Now he would drop Jack Boys 2. Now, before we talk about that, the first Jack Boys, that was a great EPI. I remember when that shit came out.
That one was hard. Yes. The first Jack Boys got at least 4 or 5 hits, and the album wasn't even that long. It was like 10, 12 tracks at the most.
It took over the internet, and it was so unexpected. He dropped Jack Boys 1. The songs was good. They flowed into each other. I'm talking about the amount of praise Jack Boys 1 was getting was deserved because it was that good. And it really did sound like a cohesive body of work. It sounded like them niggas really took their time. They put the right songs in the right spots. Like, you could tell it was care put behind Jack Boys 1. That was some of them songs on there. They still might get thrown on today. And so, this was in 2019.
They definitely get thrown on today. They definitely in my playlist.
And we in 2025, so it was been years and years of build up. People had always asked Travis, when the next Jack Boys coming out? Are we getting another Jack Boys, or is this done? And then he would drop Jack Boys 2 this month, 2 weeks ago? And now I done listened to it. I listened to it a couple times. And it's not a bad project at all. But
it don't hit the same compared to Jack Boys 1.
the perception around this is nowhere near as positive as the first one, because a lot of these songs sound like throwaways. A lot of these songs really didn't sound good. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, like that song Travis got on there with YoungBoy verse on there was crazy. YoungBoy got on that song, he was talking and shit. It was a good song until you remember you gotta listen to Travis part. And Travis part on that song was borderline unlistenable. I'm not hating. I'm just giving my opinions. I just wasn't messing with some of them songs on that album. Like, it was some good songs on there, I ain't gonna lie. But at that same time, comparing it to the first Jack Boy, it's a whole different conversation.
Say about this Jack Boys project, it sucks. Like, it's not good. It's embarrassingly bad. And
Fantana already a harsh critic as it is, so he's not gonna hold his tongue for any project.
I feel like the only reason we are seeing this record is because Travis Scott can just do this. He can put out a project that is this low grade, this piss poor, this effortless, and throw it out under the Jack Boys name and see little to no repercussions for it. Because as mediocre and as forgettable as this project is, nobody's going to tag how awful it is directly to Travis. Like, because it's not an official Travis release, even the most hardcore Travis fans did not have super high expectations for this thing. And again, like most likely whatever solo record
Our expectations lower the more we listen to it.
he does drop into the future, it's going to be far better than this. So even though it is bad, it's not like you could really hold it against him as a solo artist per se. But still, I'm just kind of wondering, if you're not going to put in the full effort it would require to make Jack Boys a legitimately interesting music collective, why even try? Because there's just such a deep and exciting and awesome history of various rap labels and collectives out there that, we can pretty handily use as a rule of thumb or an example to measure what Jack Boys is doing against. And 2 projects in, Jack Boys continues to fail by just about every metric. There's not really any collective cohesion to speak of. The songs stink. Many of them sound unfinished or demo quality. The features are alright at best. There's not a damn thing that's memorable about it. And frankly, it's aggravating to see Travis Scott in a position where he can seemingly just give his fans anything.
Jack Boys 2, yeah, I pretty much agree with all that. Jack Boys 1, disagree.
And he'll be rewarded for it. When it just seems very plainly obvious that not even a fraction of the work that went into Travis's worst records went into this. Which is why I'm feeling a light 2 on this thing.
And that's why Fantano gets the criticism he gets. Because while everyone mostly enjoys the music for what it is, he has these high-ass expectations of these artists that they just can't live up to. It's a rarity when he gives a project over a 5 out of 10.
I give it a 7. 7 out of 10. It's definitely not Travis and his team best work, but it's not as either, if that make any sense. We gotta as content creators or music reactors, we gotta get to telling niggas like everything ain't good or everything ain't bad, like,
even though that's what they don't want to hear. We gotta be honest with them.
This is okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. Like, it was right there in the middle to me. Like, it's a lot of highs on here, but there's definitely some misses on here too. But
and this tape kind of leads directly back into the Pusha T beef, because not only was Travis and Pusha beefing before this album came out, he was dissing him on this album. He had some words for Pusha. Now, Travis ain't really the lyric writing nigga, not the artist.
That's why, because he's not known for lyrics. He's not known for hitting people where it hurts with his words, like Kendrick. And when he did this Pusha, it didn't hit the same compared to what Pusha would say about Travis or about Jim Jones.
Really have a rap beef with, but he would speak on Pusha. He would drop a line. He would say, they just want the real me. Yeah, I'm dodging TMZ, made 100 off Pusha T's. So it wasn't really a crazy line, but he said something about Pusha. And people got speculating. It was like, is Pusha T actually going to respond to Travis Scott? In my opinion, I don't think so. Yeah, they had their little back and forth, but if Pusha T and Travis Scott were to realistically get into a rap battle, they dropping diss tracks back and forth. That shit is just not fair, nigga. This is Pusha T we talking about. But for the most part, even though that Travis does seem to be this no loyalty, no morals type of dude in this industry, music's still good, and if Travis drop, I'm still gonna turn it on. Let me know what y'all think about Travis Scott, because in my opinion, strange individual, but the music good.
And that's how I feel. He is a strange individual. You don't really know where his loyalty lies at. But as long as the music's good, I ain't complaining.